Hello everyone. I know it's late night, but I thought I'd do a quick live because I'm about to make a cheese sauce. And of course cheese sauce is one of the things that everyone says, oh, how do you make cheese sauce when you can't use flour as a thickener and you're low carbing. So I have one of the most simple and easiest cheese sauces ever, so I thought that I would live it for you. So I'm just going to flip the camera around. There we go, my orchids again. And I'm going to put you in the cooking spot. But before you're in the cooking spot, let's just show you my ingredients. So, this one's on. So that's my bunch of ingredients. I have cream, salt and pepper, Worcester sauce, mine is Lee and Parents, because of course what else is there, Tabasco, only a little bit. Key ingredient, some mustard powder. Mustard powder brings out cheese really well, and of course cheese. I have cheddar and a mixture of Parmesan and Gran Padano because that's what I had in the fridge. This stuff adds umami to this. You don't need it, but I like putting the extra depth in. You can quite happily just do this with cheddar or any other form of cheese you like, really. So I've cooked some burgers already because it's a cheat night tonight, and I have my pan here ready. What I'm going to do before I do anything is get rid of the fat in the pan, because that's going to not be what I want for this. So let's pop you down there and position you right so you can see what I'm doing. Right, before we do anything, now I'm going to save this because it's beef fat. And of course we know we like frying with beef fat, and but what I'm doing, you see, I'm not scraping the pan, so I'm leaving all these lovely sort of, I don't know if you can see the not burnt bits, but the taste from the burgers. So let's just get rid of all the burger fat because we don't need that in the cheese sauce. Put the pan back on the hob, and I'm going to turn it up nice and full. Now, as you can see, I'm going to scrape off all that because this is just taste, that's flavour, and flavour is good. Let's move you a little bit closer actually and tip you down a little bit more. Don't you just love all this living? Oops, there we go, that's perfect. Right, so all these little brown bits here are flavour, and flavour is a good thing. So if I was doing a steak sauce, the beef flavouring here, I would deglaze the pan. So I'm going to deglaze the pan with some Worcester sauce. Yeah. So when you do that, don't breathe too heavily in the first bit of it, because the vinegar in it will get up your nose and make you sneeze. Then we're going to add some cream. How much cream have I got in this pot? This is a 300ml pot. Put that in frame. 300ml pot. And I've got, as you can see, the light's actually shining on it. I've got about 150ml in there. And that's what I'm going to have tonight. Depending on how hungry I am, depends on how much cream I use, pretty much. Let that bubble away just for a second, because it needs to reduce quite a bit first before we do anything, before we add the cheese. Because once you add the cheese, it turns into this sort of gloopy mix. So let's just give that a stir to mix all the deglazed bits in. In fact, let's just centre that up, move the burgers. Centre that up slightly. You know what I should have done? Taken the trivet off my side, but there you go. So turn that so that becomes a nice brown, and you can see on the corner there where I've brought that brown off. That's what's called the Maillard reaction, and that again, caramelization is flavour, so we want those. Now, while that's thickening, I'm just going to decant my broccoli out. Broccoli is I think my first favourite vegetable, and of course broccoli and cheese sauce tastes nice. You can do cauliflower and broccoli. I've got cauliflower in the fridge as well. Sorry, cauliflower and cheese, why not? So that's that, and that's probably now ready for the rest of it. So now we're going to season this up. That's perfectly good. So we're going to whack in, whoops, where's my frame? Whack in just that little bit of Tabasco, not too much, just a couple of drops, nothing too much at all. What that's doing is it's actually adding depth, it's not really adding heat. Crack of salt. You don't want to be adding too much salt because of course the Parmesan and the Gran Padano are quite salty, and if you use a mature cheddar that's quite salty as well, but I'm using Himalaya salt, so, and yes I like a lot of pepper, so I'm using Himalaya salt for the electrolytes. And now we want a nice pinch of mustard, not too much, but that really does bring out the cheesy notes in the cheese. Mustard and cheese are a good thing together whenever you cook with cheese. Mustard, it's like salt and chocolate. Mustard and cheese are the others. Right, so that's now juice. And if I was eating a steak sauce, that would be where I want my steak sauce. But now we're just going to add the cheese. And again, you want to move this around so that it doesn't sort of stick or burn. Non-stick pan preferable naturally, because if you don't use non-stick, then this will probably end up sticking to the pan and turning into a very nastily cheesy lump. And now pretty much you just keep stirring. I'm going to turn the heat down slightly because we just want the cheese to melt now. And if you make it too far, I don't know if you can see where I had it on a bit too hot. There was fat separation at the sides. If that has happened, just turn the heat down and keep stirring. In fact, I'm going to turn the heat off because this is now pretty much done. And that's when you get this sort of amazingly gorgeous, viscous, cheesy mix. Now this is going to be hot, like when you want to taste caramel and you can't because it's really hot. So when you want to try it, let it cool off for a second and then wipe it, blow on it and toast it. Don't put it straight in your mouth or you will burn your tongue. Yep, that's pretty much good for me. That's a good one actually. Every sauce you do turns out slightly different because I do, because I tend to put in differing amounts of condiments and cheese and cream. It just ends up being what it is. Let's go over here, make this stand up a little bit more. See my chopping board. So how we plate this up? Well, I'm not a connoisseur of any of the great plates. I'm not going to win MasterChef with my presentation. What I am going to do though is just take the juice that's come off the burgers out, because again, it's not a bad thing to leave it there, but it just makes the cheese sauce go a bit watery. Where of course cream is a liquid, it's got what, if it's 47% fat, it's 53% water. So any more water on the plate will just make your cream thin. And then I doubt I'm going to even need a spatula for this because it tends to leave all by itself. I just pour it all over. I've probably made a bit too much, so I probably won't eat all of this. But in fact, yeah, I've probably made enough sauce for two actually. I'm not sure I'm this hungry, but that's it. That's going to be my dinner this evening. My dinner this evening in terms of, I know it's late, but I got in late from work and then I've been watching a webinar on how, a webinar on how you do social media, funnily enough, which is what prompted me to do a Facebook Live. So that's my dinner. I'm coming back to me, Nicola Howard from Low Carb in the UK. That's Low Carb in the .uk. And I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner. And I hope you're having a fantastic evening. And I'll catch you all soon. Bye.